Hello, hello. How are you? A lot of crazy stuff going on right now. Sorry, my face is a little washed out. Let's see if taking one light off maybe helps. That's better. So, I'm feeling really guided to show people a way as we're feeling our world crash down and our beliefs crash down, and we're losing people and having to walk away from a lot of old things. Um, can feel like you hit bottom, crashed and hit bottom over and over, and maybe money's an issue, maybe debt's an issue, maybe sickness is an issue. There's a million things that are going to come to us as part of our awakening journey to help us see important aspects of our life, um, things that we're not probably ready to see and are going to be really hard to look at. They're going to make us cry, and they're going to hurt us. They're going to break us wide open, but only in that process, because we haven't learned any other way. The universe will bring things to us that are going to hurt, and we're not going to want to see them. We're not going to want to be part of them. We're going to tear and scream, and we're going to resist, and we're going to want to die. Maybe we're going to want to maybe hurt ourselves. Whatever is going on is part of this awakening process right now. We've designed and come into a reality that's full of lies, deception, control, societal conditioning, shame, guilt, fear, anger, frustration. There's a million things. And you as a soul have come here at this time in this place to have a journey. And the programming and the conditioning here is so hard and so difficult. Sometimes it's going to get us to question everything, every facet of who we are, every bit of our reality, every bit of our self-love, every bit of our relationships with people we care about. And each one of those things is going to be uncomfortable. And we didn't come here to be uncomfortable. And we didn't come here to be victim to it. We didn't come here to blame and point fingers. We came here to move through it, to learn about ourselves, to learn about what are important facets of ourselves. And if we can accept what's going on rather than fighting it and screaming and yelling and pointing fingers, and just accept that it is happening, because we can't change the reality that's going on in the moment. So the biggest first step is accepting, just taking a breath, feeling beaten, feeling I've been there, feeling lost, and just accept it. Don't fight it. Don't rail against it. Don't be a victim to it. Don't hide from it. Don't whatever. Maybe you're curled up in a ball. Maybe you're angry. Maybe you're screaming into the pillow. Maybe whatever. But accept it. It's happening. It's real. If you see it and you believe it, it's real. And then the next step, after you've taken some breaths and you've let all the emotion out and you're feeling empty and you just want to, you don't know what to do, you're feeling this void feeling. The next step is to take ownership of what's going on. And this is probably going to be the hardest thing that most people are going to ever have to go through, because we've been taught to blame outside ourselves. Oh, that's the responsibility of my mother, that's my dad, or that's my boyfriend, or my work, or the cabal, or whatever you want to call it. But all of it, whether you like it or not, or can admit it in this moment, was to help you learn. And it was designed by your higher self, and it was designed by the universe, and you came in and collectively joined up with a whole bunch of people in soul contracts and other things to have this experience. And there's a lot of really, really dark and depressing and experiences that are just meant to crush us. And a lot of these experiences will get us to our knees. They'll take us into addiction. They'll take us into self-harm. They'll take us into really dark places inside of ourselves, where we get crushed. But just imagine you're kind of covered with a shell of mud, and you don't even know you're covered in a shell of mud, and this shell blocks all light, all awareness, all money, all flow, all lovers, all everything, and it just keeps building up as we get older, and every trauma that we have, etc. Just imagine that. Now, how do we get out of that? We don't even know we're in it. So the universe comes and it starts to crunch us. It starts to break down that shell of dust and mud. And if you listen to people like Rumi, there's a quote that says, the wound is where the light gets in. We start to crack that shell of all the conditioning and of all the unawareness and all the anger and all the frustration and all the trauma until we get sometimes so contracted that it all falls off. And it might happen all at once. And there's a lot of that going on right now. And we don't know what to do. It's scary as hell. This thing is happening and you feel like your whole reality and your whole world is broken. But there's truth in that. There's a place in that where we're starting to see the light. The mud has cracked off and you're starting to see that there's something outside and your hands are scrambling to try and get there. The only way there is to accept that you're inside a shell, inside of this crazy place, and you don't know what's going on, and you can't even trust anything. You don't even know what's truth. And the light starts to shine in, and stuff that used to be truth all of a sudden starts falling away in your hands, and you can't hold on to anything, and nothing feels good, and you're not feeling safe, and all these kind of things. But this is a divine place. It's a beautiful place of newness, of possibility. And we have to accept that it's going to be messy for a little while. We have to accept that there's tons of emotion coming up, and you don't know who to trust, and you don't know what's going on, and you're just scrambling to hold on to something, but you can't hold on to anything because all the things that you can hold on to are all old and maybe falling apart, parts of the foundation. So we have to learn to take ownership. So start to trust ourselves and start to self-love ourselves and say, okay, this is happening and I'm feeling it and it's scary and my heart's contracted and maybe I'm crying, but just take ownership of it. Say, okay, it's real. I'm feeling it. I don't know what to do with it. I'm scared. I'm sad. I'm whatever. Now the next step is self-responsibility. Starting to say, okay, these things are happening for me, not to me. And as we start to look underneath, okay, today somebody was making a post about people that are leaving them and they're really angry and all this kind of stuff. Oh, sorry, beautiful comment. But they didn't know how to interpret that or what it meant about them or whatever. These people are starting to fall away. We're going to find out that people were codependent, people were out of balance with us, people were taking advantage of us. All these things are going to start to show up. And we're going to start saying, okay, this doesn't feel good. Why does it feel good? Okay, well, people are starting to not feel trustworthy to me. People are starting to take advantage of me in some way, and I'm not feeling balanced. And I'm not feeling that they're sending stuff back to me or being in balance with me. We start to self-examine all these things. We get this higher awareness, and now we've taken responsibility and accountability for what's going on. We just start to stand behind ourselves, sit in a chair, and just look. Holy cow. Wow, he's sad, he's angry, he's lost, and he's traumatized, and there's a little wounded child inside. There's all these facets of self are starting to show up, and they want to be heard. And so by taking ownership of what's going on, okay, this is happening. Don't refuse it. Don't pretend it's not happening. Don't regret it. Don't try and go back to the past and try and fix it and figure it out. Sit there right there and right now and say, okay, this is happening. Ugh, this is ugly. I'm not loving this. All normal. Next step, start to breathe. Start to breathe. Okay, let's get grounded. How's my body feel? Until you start to get a little bit of relaxation, but keep breathing all the time. You're going to find out when you stop breathing, that's something you got to look at. Oh, I'm scared. Oh, I'm triggered. Oh, this doesn't feel good in my body. Oh, I'm starting to hunch my shoulders and I'm starting to feel uncomfortable. Own it. Start to feel that. Start to know how that feels in your body. Start to know that that's normal. That's not relaxed. What's going on? It's your body talking to you. Start to talk to your body. Start to talk to your inner child. Start to create this dialogue. What's going on? Why am I so tight? Ooh, I'm scared. Oh, somebody's yelling at me. Oh, I don't want that. And it doesn't feel good. You're going to start seeing and feeling and knowing that what's off. And your body's going to start talking to you, and your intuition is going to start talking to you, and a whole bunch of avalanche of beautiful new self-awareness is going to show up. But you had to crash for a little while to be able to start to trust these things. We've been trained to not trust our body. We've been trained not to breathe. We've been trained not to breathe fully. Trained not to acknowledge triggers, trauma, to run in fear, to sit in fight and flight all day long. So you're going to get to look at all these things. And this is the journey. This is the journey I've been going through for 5 years, probably 3 really intensely. And some days I'm to the point where I'm just curled up in a ball in my bed and trying to have a conversation with someone and scared shitless of what's going to happen. And I'm just breathing. And I'm doing the things that maybe I don't want to do, but I know will help me feel better. Standing up for myself, setting a boundary, communicating directly and clearly when I feel someone's not. All these beautiful things start to show up in our body. But the only way we can get there is sometimes to have this crash, to go to this bottom, to stop trusting all the old stuff, stop listening to the old stories. This is that period where you hit bottom and crash and you start to awaken. You see the light coming out and you're like, holy fuck, what do I do now? Beautiful. That's magic place. Scary as hell, but magic place. And then you start to breathe. Then you start to observe. You start to step by step by step by step, start climbing out with a ladder that'll show up. That ladder is you trusting yourself, being able to feel what's in your body and trust that it's real and it's not trying to kill you. As we step up, we become awakened, and then more and more of those things are going to fall away. Sometimes you're going to step on a ladder and the ladder rung is going to break and you're going to fall down a few steps. It's okay, because we're rebuilding our reality and our foundation based on self-love, who we are, what we feel, what our body feels, and that thing will never lie to you. And if it is lying to you, it's got to crash, and eventually it will no longer lie to you. But we're taught all these things. So we're finding a new truth, and there's not a lot of things we're going to be able to hold on to as we do that. What I hope to provide by these lives and this information is to give people clear and direct information about what's going on, so that it doesn't have to be scary, and how it's progressing and how we're going to move through it. So I've given a lot of kind of first aid type stuff here. First is acceptance. Go accept what's going on. It's real. You can't refuse what's happening. And until you have that, you are living in kind of like denial. And you have to next start to take ownership of what's going on. Okay, something's happening. This isn't fun. It's scary as hell. Maybe I'm losing my house. Maybe I'm going into debt. Maybe I have no money. Maybe I'm losing my job. Maybe I'm whatever. But just start to take ownership. Okay, this is happening. It's happening for a reason. And I don't like the reasons, and I hate all this, and it doesn't feel good, blah, 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 blah is all going to come up. But just take ownership. It's real. It's happening. It's here. And then there's a void that starts to come. Okay, shit, I'm not enjoying this. This is not making me comfortable. You're way outside your comfort zone. Like I said, that shell is starting to collapse, and now you're starting to take some self-responsibility. What's going on? Why is it going on? The quickest way to get through this is acceptance, ownership, self-responsibility, and then starting to observe, starting to breathe, starting to take awareness in of what's going on. Am I afraid? Am I scared? Am I angry? Am I frustrated? What are those emotions? Where do they feel? Start to express them. speak about them, talk about them, share them with someone in an accountable way. Don't hit somebody, don't punch somebody, don't hurt somebody. Start talking about it. Oh, share it on a live like this. Holy shit, this happened in my life, or my parents did this to me, or whatever it is. But get it said, get it witnessed, get it out of you. The quicker we can get out of it, the quicker that's no longer a stone that's carried on our back, and we can't live or breathe because we're carrying this heavy load of old stuff that was bad or didn't serve us. Start to express, start to feel, start to put one foot in front of the other. That's the only way through. And as you do that, shit might show up. Maybe you're having a panic attack. Go to the hospital, get that handled, deal with it. I'm not saying anything that should harm us in any way, but it's starting to build awareness in our body. This is all going to show up, and it's going to keep banging on you until you either make a choice or you hit bottom again. And then there's no choice but up. I used to get to points where I just didn't want to be around or didn't want to be here. And it felt like rolling around the outside of the toilet bowl as it's being flushed. And then I hit bottom. And then it's not like somebody comes and saves me. No, you hit bottom and you ride the float level up again and start all over again until somebody puts the plunger again. And maybe this time you grab the ladder and you start to climb up, and now you're on the edge of the toilet bowl, and it's not happening anymore. This is the washing process. This is the cleansing process. This is the process that wakes us up. And nobody can do that for you. I can't point out things, or I can't heal you, or I can't fix you. It just doesn't happen. You have to climb out. And there's people all over this world that are willing to help you climb out. We're throwing safety ladders. We're putting this information out there. We're doing our best to make this easier because we know how hard it was without help. It doesn't make us special or better or different. I want you as a part of me and as part of God and as part of the collective to get out of this as quickly as possible, because nobody's served by any more pain. So start taking these steps. Breathing, get breathing, get breathing. Really deep, right down into your pelvis. Oh, let out the old stuff until your body starts to relax. And even breath work, deep breath work like this over and over and over again can hyperoxygenate your body, and it can get you out of a low. And use that. Get the breathing, get relaxed, get into your body, get grounded, feel your feet on the ground and roots coming out into the ground. Drink lots of water, drink or have cell salts and other things that help to move the energy in your body. Put a pinch of salt in your water. This energy is old energy that needs to pass. And then we start accepting things. We start taking some accountability and ownership of what's going on, do some self-responsibility work, and start to speak vulnerably about what's going on. These are the main ways out. There's lots of other ways that everybody's calling shortcuts, but until you're okay with you and you love you, how does anybody do that? They can't teach you that. You can't love outside yourself, and you can't get a lover, and you can't have them kind of help you along. Maybe you're lucky and somebody does want to help you along, but their love doesn't fill your love that's missing. If you've given all yours away, you're going to have to bring this back from other people. So this is the steps. This is climbing out of the hole, which is the awakening, the rising up, the seeing the light, the getting past the mud shell that we were stuck under. And a lot of stuff is going to collapse when that happens. Maybe you're a lucky one. You designed the process a little easier, but there's a lot of people that are having really dense processes right now. And if you're stuck and you're having trouble, I'm happy to help anybody. If you can't see it for yourself, come talk to me. Send me a message. I talk to people all the time, and I can give insights that maybe you can't. So everything that you need is in this video. Listen to it a couple times. If you're stuck and it's hurting, if you're not finding this helpful or it's making it worse, be happy to talk to me. There's lots of people I can refer to if you want to talk to a woman instead or whatever. I know people that know this stuff as well from a woman's perspective. But we're going to get through this. Nobody's left behind. Nobody's got too much that they can't handle. Nobody is doomed to failure. Nobody is cursed. These are all things that we've agreed to get us held down to awaken at this point. And if we just start to accept that and start to accept that the universe and God and all this darkness is all facets of love, and it's not going to be easy to see until you're through it, but you chose it. You chose it. You came here at this time in this place to have this really hard experience, to go on a master's journey and rise up. And I know you can. And you're here and you're wonderful and you're amazing, and whatever you're going through is okay. So breathe, keep accepting, and you're going to be so surprised as we climb through this and we get above it. Wish you all well. I love you very much, and keep shining. Have a good day.